So what is my max loss limit on my Topstep accounts? How much am I actually willing to lose on the day? This is the question that we actually keep getting asked a lot recently on stream, and it's a very, very good one. So for me, it's not really so much about how much I'm willing to lose. It's how do I feel mentally? Today was one of these days where I had a fantastic call here on gold, and I'm only up $50 because I took an initial loss and then I got back in. Now, how I approach my setup may be different to you guys, but for me personally, it's not really a dollar amount or a certain trade amount. You know, I know some people have rules of if I take one trade for the day and I lose that trade, then I'm done for the day. I personally don't approach the markets like that way. It's all about recognizing how do I actually feel. Some days, you know, it's great. We jump on the charts, we have amazing volume, we got amazing targets on gold, we execute, you know, we make our $500. Like yesterday, we made 700 on one account and 400 on another, and we are done for the day. Some days you'll jump on the charts and the markets are going to test you. You know, you're going to get a good entry, it's not going to work out, you're going to get stopped, and then what do you actually do? For me, as long as I feel like I'm mentally still in the zone and the loss hasn't really affected me, I'm still able to make good emotional decisions, I can sometimes take 2 to 3 chances max. I don't really like to take any more than that. And again, it also depends on the buffer that I have. But I'd say as a worst case scenario, for me, I'm only really willing to lose 1,500. Now, does that mean I have to hit that to end the day? Not at all. You know, sometimes I might take a trade, the trade doesn't work out, I just feel like I'm not really there that day, and I'm completely okay with that. What's important for you guys to start understanding is there's not a specific rule for this. It's about recognizing how do you guys actually feel. So today on the day, I took a trade and I was minus $690, and that's quite a decent loss for me in a single trade, but that was just the only opportunity that the markets actually gave me to get out of my trade. And as you guys can see here on the screen, so I took an initial trade of minus $690. And like I say, that's a pretty big loss for me. And my thought process was today, I want to be buying gold up into these highs because I'm anticipating that most people are trying to short here, sitting stops just above that high. And we are also at massive, massive daily support. So I got long here on gold once price came up. We liquidated the lows, closed very bullish. I got long here on gold, looking to target these highs for a decent retracement trade of about, from this initial entry, for about $1,000 trade, which was looking very, very, very good. And my stop loss was just going to be any closure back below this level. I don't want to be in the trade. So I was looking to get, you know, about a 1.7 to 1.5 risk reward. However, once this candle grabbed the highs and actually closed this bearish against me, that's my exit. And at that point, do I start thinking, you know, price has to go up, or, you know, this is going to be a fake out, ignore the bearish closer, just see what I want to see? Not at all. We closed bearish against me after grabbing some highs. Although it's minus $690, which is not ideal, I have to cut the trade straight away. Now, how did I actually feel after that loss? Was I frustrated? Was I pissed off at the markets? Was my whole entire trade plan wrong? Not at all. My direction was still very valid. However, at the point of that trade, it was no longer valid. But because I'm mentally still okay, I'm not emotional from the loss, because one loss means, you know, absolutely nothing when we look at the growth of this one account that we've had since the last month. You know, beautiful consistently, beautiful consistency. And even if I did have a loss here today, and it took me back down to, you know, 3-4K, I'm still doing very, very well here. But the key is the second that the trade becomes back valid again, which was here, I get right back in. And I was able to make back the loss and $53. Not that we're going to cheer and scream about $53, but it's more importantly just showed you guys it's not about how much you lose. It's about how do you feel mentally. If I had taken this minus $960 and, you know, I just wasn't feeling it for whatever reason, that's completely normal. What you guys don't want to do is just ignore the days where you don't feel like you're mentally in check. And that is completely normal. And don't get frustrated at yourself with that either. You guys aren't going to be perfect every single time. The charts aren't going to be perfect every single time either. It's about recognizing what's right in front of you. And for you guys who are just starting out, be sure to, when you journal, actually write down your emotions. I know a lot of people in the early days, you know, you start journaling, you write down how much you made, the technicals, but write down how did you actually feel coming out of that trade. And if you look back at, you know, you've had a couple of losses in a row and you look at your emotions and you go, I was fear of missing out in, I was jumping in off FOMO, I was revenge trading. Then you can be like, okay, cool. Next time I feel these emotions, let me just more importantly recognize it, take that step back and come back tomorrow. And again, how I approach it and how you guys approach it is going to be two very different things. But what I want you guys to get good at is actually recognizing your emotional triggers and doing something about it. So for me here, I took the loss. Mentally, I'm completely fine because one loss means absolutely nothing to my overall consistent profitability. Therefore, the second the trade becomes revalid, which is very important, I'll get straight back in. And I just want to take you guys over to the Traders Club here, where the guys were able to absolutely crush way better entries than me. We got Woo here smashing his incredible buys. Just closed 60 ticks. Again, Woo closed 50. Look at this. Amazing, amazing trades here. The guy's getting some absolutely fantastic entries. Look at this, sharing it before as well. The trend line coming down, which again was the reasons for my trade. And the guy sharing it here as well. Look at that before getting in as well. And here's me sharing my loss. There's no running from the losses. Losses are part of the game. If I didn't show you guys the losses, I wouldn't show you guys the wins. This is all about, look at this, gold absolutely booming here as well, guys. So with that being said, guys, you know, for me on a 50K with a buffer of about 4,000, the maximum I'm willing to lose in a day is, let's say, around 1,000 to 1,500 is a worst case scenario. But if I give my trade, you know, 2 opportunities and then opportunities just don't work, regardless of how big or small they are, that's probably my indication to take a step back. So key takeaway from this video, guys, is get good at understanding your emotions and know when to actually walk away. If you take a trade for the day, it ends up being a loser and you just feel like you've had a tough day in your personal life, at work, anything like that, that is completely okay. Do not beat yourself up. Do not revenge trade. Write it down, accept it, and guess what? This beautiful thing that we call trading and charts here, they're going to still be here tomorrow. But if you keep blowing up and you keep revenge trading, you will not be here tomorrow. So learn from my mistakes and learn from your guys' mistakes and learn from your emotions. I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video or live here on YouTube, 7 till 9 a.m. London time. I'll see you guys there. Peace.